Oh my God. We're taking some spirits back with us, aren't we? I know we are.
Sure, yeah.
Hi.
Hi.
He's with me again, you guys. Welcome back to Halloween. As you can see, we are on a train. We're going for a big, massive adventure. Ladies and gents, welcome back, my buddy Rob.
Hi, guys.
My best buddy in the world. We are headed to the most haunted village in the UK. In the Guinness Book of Records since 1989, we're headed to Eastern Kent. So join us on an incredible journey. The ticket officer is coming, so I'll have to go. See you shortly. So you guys, we're laughing here because we were just engaging with we're laughing anyway, so we're going to laugh all
Always
day.
laugh.
But we're going to take this very seriously today, Rob. We have got to walk around the most haunted place in the UK. I'm super excited about this because we don't venture out of London very often as London tour guides, do we?
I know. Never.
It's our big day out, so join us for a memorable journey around this beautiful sleepy country village called Pluckley. And stay tuned, a lot of Halloween content coming up this week, but I know this one's going to be fun. See you soon. Bye. Hi guys, so we have just arrived, and this will be as new to us as it is to you. Now, we've done our research, of course, so we have an idea of the route we're going to take and the ghosts we're going to talk about today, but just for me to give you an idea, apparently it's a beautiful little quaint village. We're in the southwestern Kent.
Southeast.
Southeastern Kent, if I get that wrong again. What's the population here, Rob?
1,069.
1,069 people.
That's it.
Okay.
The whole village is just under 5 miles squared.
Oh my God, we can walk 5 miles, no problem. We're obviously coming onto some sort of a junction here, you guys, because it tells us to slow down at 30 miles an hour because you will upset our ghosts.
You got the Phantom
Monk.
Carriage, the Phantom
We've
Monk.
got the Carriage, the Highwayman,
the Red Lady.
the Red Lady. Oh, the Lady of Rose Court.
Yeah, the Lady of
She's
Rose
holding
Court.
that as well.
It's pretty cool.
That is pretty epic. Pluckley.
Pluckley.
Wow. Okay, guys, so we've headed now here to this beautiful 250-year-old Tudor house. And this house, well, Tudor in style, as it were, is known as Rose Court. Now, this house is said to have been built by the Deering family, for one member of the Deering family, for his lover and his mistress. Now, she is said to be the Lady of Rose Court. Now, this lady was involved in a love triangle with a monk in the area. And the lady found herself in this love triangle. She was so distressed by it that apparently she took a fatal cocktail of berries, poisonous berries and juices of ivy. But the Lady of Rose Court is often said to be seen actually walking around this area and around several of the country lanes where she frequented with her beloved, the monk. The monk was so distressed, he himself ended up committing suicide, but we'll talk a little bit about him because he lived in a neighbouring house up the road here. But it's not the only paranormal activity that's been discovered in the area, recorded around this house. Articles have been moved around the house at night, strange groans and sighs disturbing people in the early hours. And it is said there's a peculiar, eerie atmosphere still in the gardens. Now, I have to admit, this is the first time since I got here that I feel a little bit creeped out in this particular area, this particular house. It's rather cute, but ominous as well. Anyway, on to her lover, another one of the famous ghosts here in Pluckley, the Phantom Monk. Okay, guys, so this is Greystones, said to be the home of the Phantom Monk.
So it was originally built in 1863, the actual house you see here. Originally called the Rectory Cottage because it was home to the rector of the local church, St Nicholas's Church. Changed its name in 1924 to Greystones, even though it is currently beige. In fact, Rose Court was greyer than... But anyway, before that, in the 1500s, in Tudor times, there was a house here where the monk lived. And the monk was allegedly in a secret love affair with the Red Lady who lived just down the hill.
The Lady of Rose Court.
The Lady of Rose Court, yeah. secretly in a love affair, and their love was unrequited, and she ended up killing herself by drinking a cocktail of poison. And the monk was so distraught, he ended up taking his own life. He died of a broken heart.
Oh, and it's said that the two are said to be haunted in this area.
Yeah, so the last time the monk was seen was in 1989. There was an American journalist, and he was walking around in the fields just a bit down the road, just there between the two houses, Greystones and Rose Court, and he apparently saw a man in a brown monk's robe just kind of floating across the field.
And apparently he frequents the places, the lovers' walks they used to
the
take
lovers' walk
together.
just down here.
You could just see some of these beautiful.
There was also an
walks
American
around
couple in. The American journalist was in 1989. There was also a couple staying here in 1977 who saw the monk floating around the garden behind Greystones.
and they tilled farmers' field
Yeah.
everywhere.
And then before he sort of disappeared behind the house. So, the Phantom Monk of
So his
Greystones.
tortured soul from a broken heart.
Another fun story about Greystones.
Yes.
So those windows you see, they're called Deering windows.
Oh.
Very common around the Tudor times. It's obviously a reconstruction.
Mm-hmm.
And they're called the Deering windows because Sir Edward Deering escaped through such a window when he was running from the Roundheads during the Civil War in the 17th century.
Oh, that's right. Deering lived here in this village, and he was a prominent member during the Civil War.
He was.
But he was pro King Charles I.
Yes.
Right,
so the Roundheads were after him, and he escaped through one of those windows, and the windows are now affectionately known as Deering windows.
Oh my God, that's fascinating. All right, next stop, coming up. Next we're heading in to the church graveyard.
Spooky dead sunflowers.
Ooh, St. Nicholas's Church. Now, quite ironically, it says dog fouling in churchyards causes distress. Clean it up. All dogs must be on leads. Does that apply
to ghost dogs?
To the dog that haunts this church? I wonder. Now, some of these graves, these older graveyards, you know me, I love a graveyard. It's beautiful. I don't know how old this church is. We're going to look into that for you now. But how quaint is this? It's kind of different from the norm of what I usually do with Magnificent Seven. So there's not near as many interments here, of course, but no less important. This is the church. It's said to be haunted by the old lady and a phantom dog, barking dog, folks. We'll look up here. I'll tell you a little more about it now in just a minute. We're just going to have a little wander for ourselves. And be right back. I'm just admiring the view here, guys, but apparently this churchyard is actually haunted by a white lady and a red lady. Both of them are said to be members of the Deering family, right?
So the white lady, apparently a member of the Deering family who died around the year 1100. She died very young, beautiful lady. So in order to preserve her body as best they could, because of her natural beauty, her father had her buried inside 7 different coffins, like a kind of a Russian doll effect, that kind of thing.
So basically to
preserve the body, yeah. And then those coffins were placed inside a wooden sarcophagus, and she was buried in a white dress with a red rose. And the white lady often appears on misty nights.
Misty nights.
Some people even claim that she causes the mist. And as soon as she's seen, she then floats off.
Now, another really bizarre story inside here involves Rob is summoning me there. A strange white dancing light that can be seen from the window of the church here. And strange knockings from the family vault or the tomb underneath the church can be heard, as if someone was trying to get out of the vault. But one of the more bizarre stories, and I really enjoyed this one, was a team of psychics. A team of psychics had actually convinced the vicar in the 1970s to let them spend the night here. And they came equipped with thermometers and recording equipment and TV cameras. And they had absolutely no supernatural activity. And the following morning when the vicar arrived to let them out of the church, they said they had spent an exceptionally boring night with no activity whatsoever. However, alleviating their boredom, they said, we did appreciate your dog coming to see us through the evening. We played with him during the night. To which the vicar replied, I don't own any dog. So that is the other story that is said to haunt this graveyard. That of a barking dog. Now, I've been summoned by Rob. He wants to show me something in particular. And I'm assuming it's the Deering family vault. Is this the vault?
So this
Oh, wow.
is the Deering family plot.
I got it. The Deering family plot. And it's actually from here. There's supposed to be strange knockings from
here's the
underground
vault.
on the tomb. So this would have been the burial site of the white lady and the red lady.
Can we get a look at this?
What have we got over here? The Deering
Family vault.
Family vault. Wow. Back of this church, guys. Rob has been finding out a few bits inside the church. So what are we looking at, Rob?
So that was the Deering family plot just over there. But this little bit of the church here with the bricked up window is the Deering chapel. And it's at this altar inside the Deering chapel, which we'll hopefully get to film in a few moments, where the white lady
Maybe seen praying.
is seen kneeling and praying at the Deering Deering chapel. Sorry.
It seems quite peaceful here, though,
Yeah.
doesn't it, Rob? It doesn't seem like anyone is disturbed here. But I wouldn't like to spend an evening here on that bench.
So the Deering chapel is just to the right with the wooden entrance. And could that be the white lady? Or is it the lady in a white cardigan?
That wouldn't hurt to go in with this one to go in there.
So a little busy in there today, you guys, but let's explore a little further now into that. So we're heading towards this.
So
Gorgeous
the amazingly
school.
named Dick Bus Lane.
This is Dick Bus Lane.
Dick Bus Lane.
Okay, you don't need to say it again.
Dick Bus Lane.
And again. And
so
again, one more time. Go
Dick
on.
Bus Lane.
Dick Bus Lane.
So at the
Okay.
end of World War I, the headmaster of the school, coming up on our left-hand side now, allegedly hanged himself in front of the school. He
Ooh,
was
wow.
discovered by all of his pupils hanging from a tree.
You're joking. What about
And
this?
they say on particularly windy days or windy nights when the sun's going down here in the village, you can still see the spectral figure of the headmaster swinging from the branch of the tree where he hanged himself just over 100 years ago now.
And the man that discovered him was Dick.
So he was discovered by the pupils, but also by a guy called Dick Bus, who gave his name to Dick Bus Lane.
Oh my God.
And this is the school right here.
Is it still the actual physical school?
Yeah, I think
guess
so. It's
it
got a
is.
school, yeah.
Look at that, you guys.
Beautiful, isn't it? There you can see all the pictures inside.
So the haunted, or the hanging schoolmaster of Pluckley School
Dick
on
Bus,
Dick Bus
Lane.
Lane. It's kind of ominous. It's kind of creepy here now.
Yeah.
I feel a little bit creepy. So it looks like we're coming in right into the heart of the village.
The village, lovely pub on the right.
We've got
Black
a nice
Horse,
pub there. I think we're definitely going to need a restroom now.
which is also haunted, according to the tales.
Oh, let's talk about that inside.
Here we are at the Black Horse pub, licensed to sell spirits.
For consumption on the
If they're selling, we're buying.
Amen. Hi everyone, sorry to cut in. I just wanted to explain what is after happening in this segment of the video. It's not a glitch in the matrix, nor is it a haunting of ghosts. Regretfully, we continued filming, but I wanted to keep the footage in because to show you how atmospheric this place was. But Rob's dual microphone was still on as I was talking. So this is a mistake on our part. Please don't come at me with massive amount of comments about the bad technicality in sound. It was a slight mistake on our part. So we'll leave it in just for kind of authenticity. Now, so it's time I took you on a proper journey around this incredible place. Not only is it exceptionally haunted, and Rob is at the bar buying drinks, as every man should be. It is so quaint and beautiful here. It's a little seat in the corner, but let me show you around it now. I was talking to the lady behind the bar, and she's not too comfortable about going on camera, but she was telling me a couple of stories here. Her and her niece were opening up the pub there recently, and when they did, you see this red chair here in the corner? It just slid right across the room, straight across the room. And her niece is with her. So, but there was another story, and this one is really bizarre because I've just seen the pictures. So there was a gentleman took a picture of this fireplace when there was a beautiful open fire in it. And wait until I show you the images. There are two very distinct images of what looks like maybe a skeleton or looks like a face in the fireplace. They're actually terrifying, but we're going to include them in the video, obviously, so you can see them properly, you guys. But let's just have a quick little look around at this beautiful pub. And as the bartender told me that she stays upstairs, her room is quite calm, she said, but the other rooms in there are exceptionally cold, with like an eerie vibe to them.
Paper and pen.
Can I?
So they put me a number on there. That's only random like this.
Yeah.
Are we going out?
Just make sure
You
everything's
are
looked
so
after.
sweet.
I love that.
So you reckon this is really
Proper
haunted
village
up here?
vibe, isn't it? Everyone helps out everywhere.
Very haunted. Beautiful. So this is where you feel the most energy?
This is where everything's gone on. Seances. I've left everything the same.
Oh
So it's
my
not
God, so it's like your laundry room right now.
So that is haunted. The
Here.
laundry room where you're standing.
Is it? And what kind of an entity do you feel like,
Just very, very cold all the time.
despite the heat of the laundry?
Yeah, very cold.
This is incredible. This room itself, you said there's seances take place here.
This is where it started, and there are two doors with locks either side of the doors. You
Yeah.
can't get in, you can't get out. So we've taken the locks off, but we kept this door locked because this is where the last seance went.
So you keep that door up, but you've opened it up for me. Oh my God.
So you've got to be very careful when you go in, and you've got to put your head down.
Oh my God.
Way
Does this not freak you out, honey?
No, I'm okay with it.
You're okay because you're
Yeah.
at peace. So you
Yeah.
think that the ghost
Yeah.
is.
It's all
But do you
good.
feel like it's a bad energy or a good energy?
Trapped, I think. There's
Trapped.
something.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Something
Like
is.
desperation of some sort, maybe.
Yeah,
Mm.
there's a doll's
So
house
lovely.
upstairs in
It's like
my room, and
all the tumbleweed
there's a
comes
mirror
across the
beside
thing. Yeah,
it.
no,
And
we
I
talked
got somebody
about
in, and they said it was a
they said that's
portal
new
for when they come in either side.
Mum's
So we put the doll's house and the portal mirror to one side, and as I come in and out of my bedroom, I just go,
Yeah,
"Oh,
wow.
okay," and I just try and keep it like that.
So you try to
makes
keep
me-
that portal closed?
Yeah.
Is what you're
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
That's
This
amazing.
is
What's the story behind that?
insane,
Was it?
sweetie.
Do you want to go up?
Up here? Oh my God, let's do it. Oh yeah, here we
talking
go.
about?
Oh wow. So what am I going up into?
Shall I head up?
Oh my God,
Yeah.
I feel something really creepy up here.
Just check if she's not out here.
This is
So I can't that this is how it was left. Can you see the bottles to the right hand side of the corner?
So she's talking to me here about the bottles on the right hand side of the corner. Oh yes, here, over here. Oh yeah, where the plates are.
Yeah, this is all original. Everything's original.
This was owned by whoever lived in here.
So this, the size is it here with the knives?
What are you saying? I'll let you take that
So
mic for a
these-
minute.
These are originally what was above the fireplace, but they were brought down because there was powder in the middle of this room where these knives were, so we've left it.
Where are the knives? What am I
So
looking at?
these are like the original knives size.
They're like swords.
Yeah,
Sinead?
but they were in a cross.
So I'm looking for my friend
In a cross
Sinead.
shape.
Yeah. And then
This
round
one.
here,
Thank
go
you.
round, all the shells indicate
Through the door here.
life, I think, for the birds. And there was a lot of dead birds in here.
Oh, sorry. I think I'm in the wrong place.
Dead birds in here.
And they're black crows.
And what do you think was in the, what was the sense of the powder?
I think that's the original seances they had here. There were circles.
Oh my God almighty. You do get an ominous presence in here.
Mind your head.
I'm not worried about anything, but if I see a spider, then it'll kill me.
What about here then?
Okay, let's have a look here.
So that's original. So see the stars?
So you left all these here.
This is all how it was before. So this hasn't been touched for, I mean, years and years and years. So you've got the stars
Can't find
there,
them.
you've got
I'll
the
meet them in the
crosses, you've got the dried lavender.
Which one?
You've got the boxes here. And this was all...
Oh, it was through it.
And do you have any fear
Right.
about living here?
No, not really. I think it spooks out the younger ones because I don't think they quite understand. But
God, lovely old
they
crooked
can't
building.
hurt you.
Oh my
They're
God.
just
I know, but still, they could be
Jeez.
uncomfortable in their realm, though. You know, they could.
Very tall.
Wow. Thank you, sweetie. Yeah, it is so low. Look at the. This is where the ceiling is. Rob is coming up. Look at this. Have you got your mic?
Yes.
Okay. Because look how creepy this is, Rob.
Wow, yeah.
Be careful your head because. So look at these original swords, Rob. These were all left here in a cross-like shape, and all this stuff has been left here.
Wow.
Candles from a séance. I don't know what the shells represent, but it's so creepy. And look in the corner of these plates. So all this, it looked like some sort of...
You found it like this?
It's exactly as it was. Look over here, look at this. Look how creepy that is.
Like a pentagram.
I don't know, that's got a cross and stars. And oh yes, it's like a pentagram. I see it now. Oh my God. We're taking some spirits back with us, aren't we? I know we are.
What's through here?
This was well worth coming into. These are plates and stuff that were used by them. Right, I think it's time to get out of here, guys. Seriously. Oh my God. God
What's
love
this
you.
red material down here?
I don't know, and it seems like there's something in there. Oh wow.
An old rusty scythe.
Fine. You got it?
There we go.
Honey, what's your name? I'm so sorry.
Sammy.
Sammy, are you the landlady of the entire place?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow, what's this?
Sammy. What are you looking at now?
It's like an old sign.
I'm going to have so many people coming to visit you. Congratulations, sweetie. The place is stunning by you.
What's that say?
What are you looking for? Is there something say there?
First tea and... See that?
I do, yeah. Well, it's an old sign.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything we're going to get. Not with our backs broken like Quasimodo right now. Sammy's been amazing. Sammy's just taken over the place, you guys. So when you come to Pluckley, you have got to meet this gorgeous girl and come and give her loads of business. This place is incredible. So Sammy's just shown us here, there's a double lock on the doors. So they genuinely didn't want anyone coming in here. Lock there and a lock there. So unless they kept some
Thing.
I don't know, some entity of some sort, a bit like yourself, maybe, Rob.
Some
I'd keep you
creature
in
in the
there.
loft.
Yeah, some creature in the loft. This is so cute up here. I love it. Well, it's nice now. We're back to reality, thank God. Excellent.
Wow.
Thank you so. That actually kind of scared me more than anything right there. The spider on the stairs, you guys. Right, that was quite creepy and really enjoyable at the same time. So that's our adventure into the incredible Black Horse, you guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as we did. Next, we're going to move on through the village to the remainder of our pub. And here
What admire?
is fuel for my soul. And Rob's looking for his. I'm going to head over
mine's
here
over here.
and take a little break. I am so overwhelmed by this place. I absolutely love it. Rob is sitting here looking at pictures. Being upstairs was so creepy, guys. I don't quite know what to say. Okay, guys, so we're on the move again. Now we've got another, I think, 2 or 3 more ghost stories for you. We were chatting inside to Sammy in the pub. And Sammy, actually, no, it was one of the customers, Holly, wasn't it? Sammy's the bartender. But Holly's mother moved here in 1976. And right here where the shop is located, just behind us here, her mom was arriving up here to do her weekly shop. And when she arrived, she passed in the car, about maybe as the crow flies, as Holly said, about maybe 2 miles away. And she saw this stunning, almost like a royal horse and carriage, wasn't it, Rob?
Uh-huh.
So she said that she saw this absolutely beautiful, like Victorian type horse and carriage.
Yeah, they were all
horse-drawn
dressed
carriage.
in proper livery and stuff like that.
And she went into the store and she said, "Oh my God, where's the stables? And the stable yard?"
And they were like, what?
And they all kind
what
of
are you
looked
talking
at her very strangely, and nobody answered her. And she said, and they said, "Why do you ask?" And they said, "Oh, well, I've just seen the most amazing horse-drawn carriage heading through the town and the village." And not one person actually explained anything to her. They all just went silent. So afterwards, the next time she came into the shop, the guy in there had said, "Well, listen, the newest people that move to the village are the ones that always spot the highwayman and the carriage." But he said there is none such. And she, to this day, Holly was telling me, she said she even smelt the horsehair coming from the actual carriage. So another one of those spooky stories. Now we're heading down here though. I want to talk about the gypsy lady and the other highwayman that's frequently spotted down here. Now it's an important to note as well. We are not going to get to the woods in this area because we're on foot and it's quite a long distance. So a special mention though to the Screaming Woods. The Screaming Woods attracts a massive amount of people to camp in there overnight, and it is supposed to be absolutely terrifying. From what I've read of it, it kind of appears to be a bit like that. What was that movie? Oh, the Blair Witch Project. That apparently at night time there's screaming, agonizing screams can be heard from the woods. And campers themselves have been known to flee from there. Absolutely terrified. Now there's a barking dog. Is that the barking dog of Pluckley? Right, let's head down here. We're going right down here to the corner. This is known as Fright Corner. And the story of the highwayman and the gypsy lady.
So this is Pinnock Farm Lodge. And there used to be a windmill on this site many years ago.
A windmill on the side.
And the windmill is now ruined in the background.
I'm sorry, yeah. Hi. No, darling, no. We just took a picture of your beautiful home. Is that okay? I'm so sorry. You guys, I've just met this wonderful lady, Mrs Hart, and the most bizarre thing happened. Rob was about to talk to us about the ghost here. And Mrs Hart, what happened? You heard?
We're just at the end of the house. I heard a ting and another ting, as if somebody had just tapped the bell outside the front door.
And to be honest, Mrs Hart, I thought you were going to be annoyed with me for taking a photo of the house when she came out.
I thought this is a delivery man. It's not a
She thought a delivery man.
So
somebody rang that bell just as we were talking. And Mrs Hart has had the most wonderful conversation we've had at her beautiful home here, Pinnock Farm Cottage. This is the nicest day out we've had. Mrs Hart, I have to say,
I'm delighted.
the villagers are absolutely beautiful, including yourself.
Yeah.
And thank you for being so accommodating.
Please tell me what part of the apparently American continent or something.
Oh, Irish, actually.
You Irish.
Irish, but lived in America for 9 years. So
tell,
you were right.
I
There's
can
a
tell
little.
it is not English, not Kentish.
Yes, not Kentish. I'm not Kentish.
Irish is lovely, but it's not Kentish.
Oh, bless you. Well, thank you for taking the time, Mrs Hart. You're very sweet and lovely to meet you. Thank you for ringing the bell for us. That sounds gorgeous. What a lovely lady. Thank you, Mrs. Hart. It's lovely to meet you. Bye.
An area around here called the Pinnock, which is where we are now. And there was a windmill here many years ago, and the windmill's since fallen into ruin. But they say the ghost of the miller often appears, and he's like a black, shadowy figure walking through the fields. And they say locally that he brings thunderstorms. So he always appears...
He brings what?
Thunderstorms. So just before a thunderstorm's about to happen, they'll see a black, shadowy figure walking around where the old windmill used to be, just over here.
So that kind of is their weather forecast.
Kind of,
really,
yeah.
Let's be honest, yeah. Right, guys, so we're in an area known as Pluckley Bridge, and this area is supposed to be haunted by 2 different spectres in the area. And on this bridge, on the banks, earlier this century, an old gypsy lady, she kind of eked out her meagre existence and living by gathering watercress and selling it to the villagers in the local market. But each night as the sun went down, she would sit right here on this ledge, on these walls of the bridge, and smoke her clay pipe and drink gin from a battered old flask.
Scare about an old flask.
Do you know, I knew you were going to say something about me with regards to this lady. See, I knew I can read your mind. Anyway, getting back to my ghost story, you rogue. Each night as the sun went down, she would sit on the walls of this bridge here and smoke her clay pipe and drink her battered flask of gin. But one evening she actually fell asleep and the pipe dropped onto the rags she wore for clothing. And within moments, so here's the stream, and within moments she erupted in a raging ball of flame. And she died a torturous, agonizing death. She burnt alive, yet no one heard her agonized screams. She was found the next day with a charred pile of ashes, the battered old flask and the shattered clay pipe lying nearby. But her ghost has been seen here many times since, manifesting itself initially as a screaming, howling figure surrounded by flame. But these days, in later years, she has become nothing more than a faint pink glow that hovers at this very spot where the poor watercress lady burnt to death.
So this is the brilliantly named Fright Corner here in Pluckley, and it's supposedly haunted by the ghost of a highwayman who used to hide out here back in the 18th century and attack and rob people as they came by. He then ended up getting into a fight with the local peacekeepers, the local police, and they pinned him to an oak tree using their sword, where he sadly met his end. And they do say that every now and again, in the dead of night, they recreate their fight to the death over and over again.
So they see him here on a regular basis. He haunts this area, right?
He haunts this area, he reappears, so do the people who killed him, and they basically have the same fight again and again and again.
Oh my God.
Recreate the whole fight and ends up with him pinned up against an oak tree.
I must check out, had that anything to do with the ghostly carriage that went through the village as well?
Quite possibly, maybe that was one of his sort of
methods
theft
of
victims.
transport,
Yeah.
maybe.
But yeah, Fright Corner, what a name.
The site of what was the former brickworks in Pluckley. Well, there's 2 stories. There's one that a man smothered by a wall of clay, and another is that he fell into a pit of clay and drowned inside there. His screams are said to haunt the brickworks to this day, although there's been no actual sighting of a spectre, but it's just a sound of terrified screaming echoing through the building that terrifies the locals at night time. The screams are said to be incredibly blood-curdling and uncannily unhuman sounding. So one of our first stops, but we're going to take a stroll now up Station Road, and it doesn't look like there's many footpaths. So we're going to be fine. Will we be all right, Rob?
Yeah, might be a few more
taking
ghosts.
our life into our own hands,
Added
maybe
to the
walking
list.
around here, but it's incredible here. Look how charming, our final detour of the day. So we're going to go inside and see what locals and what trouble we can get into in here, Robert Doherty.
If it's
Let's
open.
go. Hi guys, so we might have had a few too many drinks, but that's okay. And we're sitting here, Rob is here with me. and we've just met the wonderful Dave, who's going to take us up to the station. We've had 2 fabulous offers for people to drive us to the station. People couldn't be any nicer here. But Dave is going to tell us a story about the Black Horse again. Is it, Dave?
Yeah. That's a very good friend of mine, Jerry, who was a printer. He was a printer on Fleet Street in London. So, you know, he knew what he was doing. He was very professional, but he was extremely left wing and really, really down to earth. And when he came out of Fleet Street, he decided that he wanted to open a pub with his wife, and he took on the Black Horse down in Pluckley.
A former journalist in Fleet Street.
Right.
Wow.
So things immediately started happening which he couldn't explain, and there was one particular day where he heard some banging around upstairs, and he was downstairs. So he goes to the bottom of the stairs, but the door is locked. But it's not a latch lock, it's a deadlock. But the keys, he knows, are upstairs. So he said, well, how did the door get locked? Now, he had a window cleaner in. He said to the window cleaner, have you locked the door? He said, well, I haven't been in. I haven't been in. He said, well, can you just climb through the window and get my keys? So brought the keys down, unlocked the door, went upstairs. All the furniture had moved.
All the furniture?
Yeah. So he's thinking, I can't explain this. Now, the guy wouldn't make it up.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. That lady said that red chair moved as well inside there as well. Yeah. So.
Yeah, well, everybody that goes in there, some stuff goes on.
Has an eerie feeling.
I've never seen it. I'd love it. I'd love to see it, but
well,
everybody
gets an eerie feeling. Like, 'cause she brought us upstairs and we saw all this, like, the attic, and it was really creepy. But you said that where we're going, the Deering Arms, has some spooky paranormal activity there.
The best thing for you to do is to ask Jim, who's
direct.
He's got Jim Buss. He owns the Deering Arms.
Jim Buss?
Not related to Dickie Buss, is it?
No, I don't think so. But he.
We got to get Dickie Buss back in.
He's owned this place for 40 years, so if there's anything going on there, he'd know about it.
Well, we'll ask Jim Buss when we go up there and get a bite to eat. Rob is obsessed with Dickie Buss. Rob is obsessed.
There was a guy called Dickie Buss about 100 years ago.
Right.
Who found a guy hanging. So there's a ghost story about the school in Pluckley, where the headmaster hanged himself in the garden, and he was found by this guy called Dickie Buss.
Oh, well, there is no question that they're related.
Yeah.
Because Jim Buss has been around here all his life.
Yeah.
So Buss is his real last name. It's not like a...
No.
There's a road down there.
We're going to go meet him, so you can
We're going to
talk
meet
to
Dickie
him.
Buss's relative.
Rob would be so happy.
Oh my god.
So we're finally signing out, you guys. Thank you for joining us. We had a great day.
It's been a great day.
Such a great day. Come and visit Pluckley. Bye, guys. Love you.